Most technicians think they know where their time goes, but do they really? Because the biggest time killers usually aren't the big problems. They're the little things, like one more trip to the restroom, one more trip to the tool cart, one more trip to the parts department, one more conversation before I go work on this vehicle. And while none of these things are extremely expensive right there in the moment, they all add up. And at the end of the week, you might have spent hours doing this stuff. Welcome to GrimmBilt. Why pay somebody to screw it up when you can screw it up yourself? Maybe even learn something in the process. When people talk about productivity, they're usually focused on things like major mechanical repairs, complex or drawn out electrical diagnosis, things of that nature. But it's been my experience that that's not where a lot of the time goes. But the real time killers are the small interruptions that create repeat work. The reason they're so dangerous is because they don't look expensive while they're happening. I mean, who's going to notice a 2 minute interruption? But they sure do notice a couple hours over the course of a week. And a lot of that repeat work comes from one thing: incomplete preparation creates repeat work. Let's start with the toolbox. So you grab your scan tool and you head to the vehicle, only to realize, oh, wait, I need a test light. Oh, wait, I need jumper leads. Oh, wait, I need my multimeter. Before long, you're wasting time making repeated trips to your toolbox. And the problem isn't the walking. The problem is, before you started, you weren't prepared. And the solution to that is planning. What information do I need? What tools am I going to need to get that information? Then I gather everything all at once and I take it with me with the intention of not needing to leave that vehicle until it's time to communicate my findings. Something real similar happens when you go to the parts department. You walk in with incomplete information. Now you've got to have this same conversation 3 times. But you're not just wasting your time, you're wasting their time also. So now they can't take care of every other technician in the shop. And the caveat to that is sometimes you are one of the other technicians in the shop. The solution to that is exactly the same thing. Gather up everything you need before you start to have that conversation, because one good solid conversation always takes less time than 3 incomplete conversations. So basically, the more efficient you are with other departments, the more those other departments can be efficient with you. So the biggest time killers usually aren't very dramatic. They're pretty small and repetitive, and most people have just stopped paying attention to them altogether. So incomplete preparation creates repeat work. And repeat work is one of the biggest time killers you're ever going to face as a technician. In this next video, we're going to talk about what speed actually looks like and how moving faster almost has nothing to do with being faster. Anyways, if you've enjoyed this content, like, subscribe, or just roast me in the comments. Whatever, man. Be a good time for everyone.